We are #CelebrateNapaValley. First, we'd like to introduce ourselves. There we are. I'd like to introduce Becky Barango. She is equal parts firecracker, room mom, and the best girlfriend you didn't know that you needed very much. We had all of our Practicum meetings in her office. She cleaned up for us every time and never rolled an eye, at least not that I could see. She was our secret organizational weapon.
Thank you, Allison. And I would like to introduce Miriam Che. Miriam is, yeah, woo woo! Miriam, I felt very fortunate and honored to be on the same Practicum team with Miriam. She's amazing. She was an integral part of our Practicum group. Besides being a loving wife, mother, and devoted daughter, and also working in the wine industry, her real passion is the welfare of animals, and she is a lead volunteer at the Napa County Animal Shelter, and even took it to another level and created her own nonprofit, Friends of Napa County Animal Shelter. So, go Miriam.
Thank you, Becky. I have the distinct pleasure of also introducing Jarrett Anderson, our beloved, America's hero, beloved firefighter, natural attraction points for all class 31. But if you spent any time with Jarrett, you know that he is a loving husband, a devoted father. He is just a mountain biker extraordinaire. The pictures he has sent us, incredible. He's also on the board of Napa United. And if you have a business and you're looking to be a sponsor, he'll talk to you tonight. Thank you.
So I have the pleasure to introduce a brilliant personality. He's very entertaining. Scott Owen he is an excellent facilitator. He kept us on track. He kept us organized. He kept our meetings running. And I have no doubt that we will see him on a ballot someday, maybe next to Allison.
Thank you, Garrett. It's my pleasure to introduce Lorna Butterfly Love Hugs Barker. Lorna is a passionate advocate for youth and young adult education and equality. Lorna embodies the intersection of art, nature, and infinite possibilities.
During our art day, we visited Vine Valley. And if you all have been there, you know that they have this really cool car that has all of this crazy stuff stuck onto it. It's just really neat. And as we were leaving, I happened to look over and I saw my teammate, and she's standing there. She's got this really cheesy grin on her face. It's like the grin from the cat on the Cheetos commercials. He's eating all the Cheetos and he's got that big grin on her face. And I walk around and I was like, what is she looking at? And it's this twisted, decapitated doll. They had took off the head and arms were stuck all over the place. And here's my teammate. She's just grinning from ear to ear. And I'm like, what is it, Allison? And she's really excited about, scenes like that. It reminds her, it reminds her of the powerful work that she does in our community. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce my teammate, my friend, and I'm one of the only few people that she actually lets hug her. So let's give a round of applause to our district attorney, Allison Haley.
The first time that we met as a Practicum group, we discussed things that were important to us, things that mattered to us. We talked about those things that were priorities before we talked about actual projects, and some common themes appeared. We all cared very much for kids, and we cared not just for the rich ones, not just for the red-headed white ones that look a lot like me. We cared about all kids, and we cared about their opportunities that were here in the Napa Valley. The next common theme was we cared very much about families, and we cared very much that families had an opportunity to do things that were affordable. We cared that not everything involved wine, not everything involved an expensive reservation at the Archer Hotel, not everything was out of a price range, but we wanted very much for families to have something affordable, something they could do together, and something that encouraged exploration. And finally, we cared very much for the beauty of Napa Valley. We cared that it was sustainable, we cared that it was accessible to everyone in Napa, and we wanted to be good stewards of this incredibly unique place that we have here on earth. We wanted very much to create something that locals could benefit from. And we talked at that very first Practicum meeting about how we wanted you to feel at the end of our presentation. And we all decided that we didn't want you to feel like this, or this, or this about Napa County. Instead, we wanted you to feel like this, and like this, and hell, we wanted you to dance like this. We wanted to celebrate the Napa Valley. We have the glorious benefit of living here. We get to work here. We get to raise our families here. We get to love our friends here. Our backyard is full of unimaginable riches. We don't want you to miss it, and so was born. So was born. Hashtag Celebrate Napa Valley.
Thank you, Allison. So when we started our Practicum project, and as Allison stated, we were looking for ways to celebrate the Napa Valley. We all know that the number one reason for visiting the Napa Valley is the wine, of course. That's number one. But the second reason, according to recent studies, is the natural beauty. So as residents of the Napa Valley, we are extremely fortunate to experience the natural beauty every day, and we may even take it for granted sometimes. As Allison so eloquently stated, our Practicum group felt passionate about celebrating this amazing valley, our home and our community. But how did we get so lucky to live in this incredible place? How has the Napa Valley remained so pristine? Organizations like Land Trust Napa County have made this happen. Land Trust Napa County is a community-based nonprofit dedicated to preserving the character of Napa by permanently protecting land. Land Trust Napa County has been protecting the Napa Valley acre by acre for 42 years. Now at 70,000 acres, with additional 9,000 acres soon to be added, this represents 14% of our Napa County. The over 70,000 acres of Napa County protected in perpetuity, focus on biodiversity, recognizing the rare and endangered species in our valley, watershed protection, protecting over 90 miles of waterways and water resources, scenic open space, wildlife, and sustaining wildlife corridors. As far as biodiversity goes, the Napa Valley is one of the most biodiverse hotspots in North America. By looking at this map, you can see how bright red the Napa Valley appears. This means that there are more unique and rare species of plant and animal life found here than most places in North America. So obviously, very special spot. As far as wildlife goes, the Land Trust Napa County works diligently to protect our wildlife by monitoring them with cameras in remote areas. And here are some of the photos that were captured on some of those remote cameras. So it's absolutely fascinating. As a gift to the residents of Napa Valley, Land Trust Napa County offers a robust hiking program with over 80 hikes annually.
As Becky just mentioned, members of the Land Trust have exclusive access to these amazing areas. Tonight, we're fortunate to have Kimberly Barrett join us from the Land Trust Napa County. Kimberly. I would encourage everybody to either talk to one of us, talk to Kimberly about the Land Trust, learn more about the work that they're doing, and really consider joining. The membership is quite affordable, and the access that you will be granted is amazing. Kimberly was also instrumental in bringing our Practicum project to life. We had a shared vision for creating an opportunity for our community to not only learn about the work that the Land Trust has been doing, but for you to experience it firsthand. Our vision turned out into a Get Out and Hike Day. Think of this as our open house for hiking in Napa County. What Porch Fest is to music, what Open Studios is to art, this is your opportunity to have full access of a day of hikes with guided tours to learn more about the beauty that is Napa County. As you can imagine, the Land Trust staff has been diligently working since October. They've been having to review areas that have been affected by the fires and determining the accessibility. The first of several hike locations has already been announced, and it is Dunn Wildlife Ranch. This is a 4,000-acre area in Howell Mountain, part of a greater wildland complex. It is home to many endangered species, in addition to several endangered plants like the native lupin. More locations will be added as our land continues the process of both regrowth and regeneration. So stay tuned.
So why now? After the fire, we were all in shock. Losing homes, businesses, our beloved open space. Access to several parks were lost, Skyline, Annandale. We needed access to open space for our well-being and for our healing. Several unaffected parks have seen much additional traffic, Angwin, Moore Creek, and other smaller parks. But our goal was to focus on a positive outlet that everyone could enjoy. We wanted to find places in Napa that could be accessible to everyone. We found the Land Trust and appreciated their mission. Not only have open spaces recovered, but they're being improved as well. Just to share, this one right here is Suskol. It's off of Skyline. The trails are not open today, but this is a view today. You can see the city from this vantage point. Access to open space, nature, and the beauty of the Napa Valley is what we need.
In addition to the thousands of acres of land that the Land Trust is entrusted to care for, they have a very unique partnership that gives back to the community through an independent program with Connolly Ranch. Peggy Connolly was very passionate about preserving her 13-acre farm, and she actually donated the property to the Land Trust. And in a strategic partnership with Connolly Ranch, they have independent programs in which they educate close to 9,000 visitors a year in the areas of encouraging, understanding how we can be stewards and the environmental impact of the property, as well as how nature works to sustain us. So the independent programs include farm life and farm animals, and again, how thriving those animals can be in the community. They have donkeys and pigs and lambs. I mean, it's really exciting. And then they have a variety of organic vegetables and fruits and native plants that are growing in the garden. As well as, it's a fun place to take your kids. It's like a wonderful playground. And we really encourage you all to, in addition to some of the hikes that we are promoting, take your families to Connolly Ranch. It is a great place to get the kids out and get them exposed to farm life.
As Lorna, Jarrett, Miriam, Becky, Allison, and I mentioned, we want to celebrate the natural beauty around us. Partnering with the Land Trust of Napa County is an opportunity to connect with your community from American Canyon to Calistoga to the summits on either side of our cherished Napa Valley. Get Out and Hike will provide an eye-opening, tactile experience to what surrounds us. The Land Trust of Napa County preserves the character of Napa County by permanently protecting the land. A Land Trust hike provides guided access to preserved regions, as well as information about biodiversity and ecology, the plant and animal systems that are a part of what we appreciate and celebrate. Land Trust botanists and guides share information about the biodiversity in our region, like the fire poppies, which emerge after and as a result of large-scale disruption, fire, as Napa County experienced in 1964, 1981, and 2017. Native wild roses, fire moss, and Napa checker bloom also have emerged during this time of regeneration and regrowth. Plant and animal species share these spaces, and the annual hike gives us a view into this natural world. Our community will have an opportunity to exercise and gain appreciation for these native species, a fun way to go hike Napa and celebrate Napa Valley. We want to thank Kimberly Barrett and the Land Trust of Napa County for partnering with us to realize our vision to get out and hike and celebrate Napa Valley. And we invite you to join us on Sunday, October 7th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to get out and hike. Kimberly will have more information and collateral in the theater after the show, and we encourage you to learn more. Thank you.